Okay, so this video is going to be a full tour of my Nepenthes collection. And I know this is going to be a long video, so hopefully you don't click off. But if you do, I don't blame you. It's probably going to be 20 minutes or over. So I'm going to break this up into 3 sections. They'll still be in the same video. But I'm going to go over this table first. Then I'm going to do the plants around and under the table. And then I'm going to go over these ones in the tree. I won't be doing the Sarracenias and the Sundews in this video because that'll make it even longer. Maybe next time in summer when they're all growing. But this will just be a nice winter tour of all the Nepenthes. So another thing before we start, I know the plants aren't going to have their best pictures, but this will be a video to just show you what the plants are like when they're not growing perfectly and when like some of the pictures are starting to die off. So I feel like it's a more real look at my carnivorous plant collection. So I've already made a video going over these smaller plants, which I might link in the description or the pinned comment if I remember. But I'll go over these fairly quickly because I've already made a full video on them. So this is my glandulifera. It's got a nice new picture on it right here. Excited for when that'll pop open. You can see the black glands over it there. This is Boschiana cross Gentle, I believe. Yes. So Gentle is Maxima cross Fusca. That plant's also doing quite well. Hamada cross Rob Cantley's just put out a new picture. That one's also doing quite well, although it's had some weird growth point issues recently. My 2 Hamada cross Burbigias are doing wonderful. That's surprising since Burbigia is hard to grow and Hamada's hard to grow, but when you cross them together, they're pretty easy. And you can tell that by the new picture on this plant right here and the picture that hasn't popped open quite yet on the other plant. And a funny story how I got those two. I actually ordered one and then the guy just randomly sent me another one about 2 weeks later, which was, I'm not complaining, but I didn't order it. Next to that's Veitchii cross Platykyla cross Platykyla. It's also got a new picture around the back, if you can see that there. This plant's doing quite well. Right behind it we have a Barrio Veitchii B3437, I believe. No, 3734. Sorry about that. Right next to it we have a Ventricosa Red cross Lavicola from Eat Me Exotics. You can go check out his channel. He has a lot more subscribers than me, but he probably deserves it. His videos are a bit better than mine because he has more experience with his carnivorous plant collection. Behind these pictures right here, which I'll go over after, that's a Chaniana, which I got for free, which was very nice. I got that from Carnivoro. So if you're wondering where I got any of my plants, you can just ask me in the comments, put a timestamp when I'm going over that particular plant, and I'll probably be able to tell you, unless I forgot, because some of these plants I've had for about 5 years. Here we have a Boschiana that isn't doing too well, although it is pushing out a new leaf there, which probably will put out a nice picture. Here is one of many cuttings of my red leopard, which is Ventricosa cross Maxima. So I won't go over that one because I have many more of that to come. Right here we have 3 smaller plants. I've got 2 Flavas and 1 Jamban. This is a Flava doing well. I got that one for free because I only ordered 1. And this is my other Flava. It's slightly bigger and it actually has some pictures swelling up, which is quite nice. And right here we have my Jamban. So this, I wouldn't say it's my favorite in the collection, but it's my favorite species in the collection. It's very close to Lowii, but I think Lowii is harder to grow than this. At least it's much slower, but it's got a nice new picture on the way there, which I'll be very excited to see what that looks like. Surprising, it's actually producing one outside. Here we have a Spectabolus, which isn't doing too well. It's not really putting out any pictures at the moment. Well, there could be one right there, but I don't think that's going to pop one. And behind it, we have Veitchii cross Platykyla, which is very similar to this Veitchii Platykyla cross Platykyla that I got for free. So many of these small plants I actually got as free extras when I ordered others. So yeah, this plant's also quite nice. It's got a new picture that's just popped open on that leaf down there, if you can see that. So that's the small plants done. And I'm going to try to make my way around this table in a methodical order so I don't get all mixed up. So we'll start over here, we'll go left to right, then sort of swerve back around. Actually, no, I don't think I'll do that. I'll do this half, and then I'll swivel around and do the other half. Okay, that sounds a bit better. So I've just posted a short about this. This is my Truncata squat cross nebularum, one of my largest plants. Got this from Exotica Plants, and it was really cheap. Well, cheap for this size plant. I think it was $300. Sorry for the plane going overhead. But here we have the new picture that's just popped open. As I said, it is winter, so this picture is considerably smaller than what I thought it was going to be. This plant can produce pictures 3 times that size. Hopefully the next one will be. I'll just get that bit of muck out of there. Right behind it we have one of the OG plants, my Truncata cross ventricosa, or ventricosa truncata, I don't even remember. Got this from the Botanical Gardens in 2019, I believe. And I think it was only about that tall. And it's, I think, quintupled the size, or however you say, it's 5 times the size. We got some smaller plants around the front. Most of these aren't doing that well. They're getting a bit burnt by the sun, but they're not really my best plants, so it doesn't matter. As I said, I've got a couple more cuttings of ventricosa cross maxima. My main plant is around the back. That's massive. Used to be taller than me, but I've cut it back quite a lot now. Got some random anthurium seedlings right here. They're not doing that well, but anyway, I've got more of those. This is my ventricosa cross sibionensis. This is a basil off that plant, which I'm going to show you later. And right here we have, shouldn't really be showing this, but it's a pinguicula cross hawkesbury. So this is my only pinguicula because I've killed the others, but that one's doing well. Right next to it, this massive plant right here, this vine and that vine going across up there is my main Nepenthes Rocco. I have another one in the tree, and I believe I have some basil somewhere. But you can see the size of these pitchers. This is just a massive plant. I've had pitchers bigger than this. One was sitting in there, and it was massive. You would have seen that, I think, a couple videos ago, or more than a couple. It was quite a long time ago, actually. So this plant has loads of offshoots. You can see a little one down there. This main one starts midway up the vine, and there's another one right there. And the main vine goes all the way up here, comes back down, goes around, dips down a bit there, and is sort of making a diagonal beeline for the tree, which hopefully it doesn't get entangled in those branches, otherwise I'll have to cut it. But yeah, I haven't got any upper pitches on it right now because it's winter, but there will be some soon, hopefully. Right here, this plant hasn't really been doing much, but it's an exciting cross. A Maximus Stenophylla lowii Roccovici. Got this at a carnivorous plant meeting a couple months ago. That's a very nice plant. When it grows out, that'll be quite large, I hope. In here, we've got my favourite Nepenthes, well, if I can reach it. So this is my lowii cross truncata giant from Exotica Plants. I've actually got 2 of these. The other one's here, which is what that picture is, but I'll look at this one after. This plant hasn't got any pictures, but it's forming one over here. Another plane going overhead, sorry about that. But yeah, this plant is very vigorous grower. This leaf, unfortunately, the tendril snapped off it, so I won't be getting another massive picture in here, but actually I think the trajectory of this would hang it off the table, so I think that's for the better. When this forms a basil, that'll be exciting, but as of right now, it's starting to vine, so hopefully it'll get to this size soon and start putting out those massive 30 centimeter long pitchers. So I'll talk about my other specimen. I actually ordered one and again got this for free. Exotica Plants is the best if you're looking for free plants and if you're looking for great value. Oh no, this plant does actually have a picture. It's hiding right under there. I'll try to get it out without breaking anything. Yeah, you can sort of see it in there. I'm using my gimbal, so sorry if when I turn my hand, there's sort of a lag before the gimbal turns, so Sorry about that if that's a bit jarring, but the gimbal actually stabilizes the footage, so I think that should be alright. Yeah, so this picture is massive. It's obviously my favourite picture in the whole collection. Got some nice stripes, and you can see under there the exudiate, I don't know how to say it. Also got some lid hairs, so that's very exciting as well. I think we'll do my truncadas next. I've got 2 truncadas. So this is my truncata giant cross giant. I think it's truncata C, yep. And this plant doesn't have any pictures, but it does have one on the way. I just cut off a picture that was sitting right here. Yeah, so that picture's going to be quite nice. Truncata's a slow grower, but as you can see, it's got a leaf jump there, which should be exciting. And my truncata squat, this massive one I got for, I think it was $150, which was incredible. And it's only grown 1 or 2 leaves since. So you can tell the quality of Exotica plants. This has got a picture down there. It's not looking very good at the moment, but there it is. I don't think it's got any more pictures on the way. That's the picture coming off the next leaf. So as you can tell, it is a slow grower. Right here we have one of the fastest growers in the whole collection. Ventricosa cross Nepenthes cross Rocco, and you guessed it, I got it for free. So this plant's got tons of pictures. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's only got 3, but it used to have tons of pictures. And when I got it from Exotica Plants, that was the newest leaf. So you can tell how much it's grown in, I think it was 6 months. It's actually a long time since I got that order. You can see the coloration on the pictures there. It's got another slightly deformed one. I've got a Copelandii right here. This is similar to Nepenthes maxima. That's got a nice picture. Showed that in the most recent update video. It's got a basil, you can see in there as well. There's some nice pictures on it. Geez, we're already at 12 minutes. So this is going to be probably over 30 minutes instead. Right here we got my first or second Nepenthes. It's a Rebecca Soper, which is Ramaspina cross Ventricosa, or whatever it's called now. I think it's like Gracilla flora. But you can see it's got some nice pictures there. Got some brownish coloration. I've got another plant here with some lower pictures, so you can see what they look like. This is actually a cutting off this plant. Actually, no, it wasn't. There used to be 2 plants in this pot, and I took one out because this plant went to the Easter show last year. I think it was earlier this year. Sorry about that. I think I've already showed the plants in there. So right here we got another one of my favourite crosses, Laurii veitchii boschiana. Very nice pictures on that one. As you can see, got a new one on the way. This one's just had a fresh repot, so should be going well in no time. Right behind it, we've got my profile picture plant, and it's got a picture hiding in between the pots. You can see in there, Veitchii cross Burbigiae. This is also a very slow grower, but when it does produce a picture, they're always magnificent. You can see in there, I'm not going to try to take it out because last time I almost broke the lid off, but you can see that wonderful pink coloration in there. So I think, no, it's not. Got some more plants in here. I was going to say I think that's done for the table, but that massive plant there that's curving around that I showed you before is Rocco boschiana cross truncata. This plant I think I got in 2019 and 2018. Like, I got this long time ago, back when I only had like a couple plants on this table, and most of them were in these pots. So this plant is massive. It's usually has lots of pictures, but doesn't have any right now because of course it's winter. But when it does start producing them, they're magnificent and they're wonderful and they're everything you can think of. They're massive, they have stripes, and this one's got tons of basils. There's one right here, one over the other side, and a little one. This is the main vine going up. So I might take cuttings of this plant soon so I can either sell them at carnivorous plant meetings or just grow them out. Right here we've got a Thorellii that isn't doing too well. This plant's never done well for me, but starting to put out some nice leaves there. No pictures, of course. I've got a very tall Nepenthes gothica. This plant just vines and vines and vines and never puts out any pictures. so I usually just cut back the vines after a while. You can see one half-dead picture right there, so you can get an idea of what it looks like. Got a Truncata ventricosa picture right here, and you can see the plant from a different angle. Another really small picture in there. I'm gonna go check that out because I haven't seen that picture before. Yeah, that's very unusual. That's an actual lower picture on that plant. That's pretty nice. Right here we got my massive ventricosa. This is just the basil, and the basil's massive. Of course, hasn't got any pictures. That's going to be the repeated theme. But the pot's down there. The vine goes up and up and up and across, and it ends right there. So, again, massive plant. And right here we've just got some sort of dead or dying plants. I just keep them away from the others so they don't like spread viruses or anything. This is a red leopard cutting. This is a ventricosa cutting. Stenophylla that just randomly died. A gracilis that shriveled into basically dust. And a monstera cutting. So it's pretty random, but I think that's all the plants on the table done. Yes, it is. So we can now move on to under the table. So yeah, that's basically all the plants over there. It's my main collection, but here we go. So right here we have a very burnt Nepenthes St. Pacificus. I'm actually just going to move that right now. Can't bear to see it suffer like this. Going to put it right here in the shade. Hopefully that does better. St. Pacificus is ventricosa cross insignis, by the way. So this is a Truncata cross macfarlanei I got recently. You can see it's got a nice picture on the way. This is just a cutting, so it hasn't really done much. This is ventricosa cross sibionensis. Again, no pictures. Has a half-dead one right there, so you can sort of see what they look like. Another ventricosa cross sibionensis right here. This is a plant that this basil is from. This one also doesn't have any pictures. It has one on the way over there, if my gimbal wants to turn around. And yeah, so this plant is very difficult to get it to picture. That one also probably will be. And right here we have Carsiana cross ventricosa. So these are actually two basils. The main vine would have gone all the way up to the top of that umbrella stand. And yeah, so this is what's left of the plant after I cut it up. I don't know where all the cuttings went. I think they're down here somewhere, which I'll go over later. Actually, no, they're not. So I have no idea where those cuttings have gone, but right here we have Veitchii cross boschiana. Helicopter going overhead. There's been 3 aircrafts interrupting my video so far, and that one's really loud. But this is Veitchii cross boschiana. You can see it's got a nice picture right here. Finally a plant with some good pictures. If it wants to focus. Come on, phone. Okay, there we go. And the trouble when you tap to focus, it always keeps it on. So when I pull out, it's out of focus. But yeah, it's quite annoying. Anyway, it's got a nice picture over the... No, not nice. It's got a dead picture over the back. Starting to mix my words up now, which usually happens when it's a long video. I do need to trim some of these plants. They're getting a bit dirty. Anyway, Veitchii cross maxima. This was one of my first plants. So if you go to my link tree, which is linked in my about page, I think, you can see all my old videos from like when I was 6, and they're really cringe, and I used to mispronounce all the names. So you know Pinguicula, right? That sort of succulent Drosera. I used to think it was Pinguiculacula or something. It's really weird. Anyway, you can look at those old videos after you watch this one. And we're just about to hit the 20-minute mark. Anyway, this plant started to vines, and it's got a couple basils on it, which are nice. Right here, we've got my massive Maxima cross trismardiensis. Got a picture forming down there on the basil, another one around here, right there. And this is my Dendrobium orchid. It's not doing too well, but yeah, that looks actually quite nice from afar, but it's got some dead leaves. So anyway, this Maxima cross trismardiensis vine goes all the way up here, and it's taller than me. So I'm going to have to take some cuttings off that, but also hiding between the pots is this very nice picture that's formed down here. It's stuck on something, that leaf, and that is very nice. I'm not going to try to get it out because it's jammed in there, but got a very nice striped peristome. that picture's the only reason that picture is the only thing stopping me from cutting this plant up, because these ones don't look very nice at all. They're just sort of turned red. But around here, these little pots, we've got some cuttings, ventrata cuttings, ventricosa cross truncata basil, ventricosa cuttings, and roco cuttings over there. So those are quite nice. Got my main plant of red leopard, so you can see what I was talking about with it's a massive plant. And you might be thinking it's not that tall. It was as tall as this Gothica before I cut it down. Well, if you untangled the vine, it was. The vine sort of drooped down a bit. And now we move on to the trees. So this is going to be the final section of the tour. That's the fourth plane that's interrupted my video. But we'll start over the other side because there's a couple plants over here. We've got a Maxima Dark that's just started to vine. That focus issue is becoming quite apparent. And we've also got a nice basil on it. I'm going to have to tap to focus every 5 seconds now, which is really annoying. And yeah, that vine is getting quite large now. It's gone down and it's starting to curve up. So hopefully it doesn't get entangled in the tree there and wrap its tendrils around everything. So right here we've got a Miranda, which is Maxima cross Northiana. I've just noticed something. It's trying to form a picture in the side of the pot. I better get that out before it gets squished and deformed. But yeah, this is a nice plant. It's never really done well for me, but looks like it's starting to with that picture. Okay, so now we can move around to the other side. Go past the plants we've already done. This is Ventricosa crosslorei gothica, another prolific grower. It's got some weird dead leaves in there. You can see it's got one picture on there. That's very nice. It looks a bit like Lorei ventricosa, and I've just noticed something. On the basil, there's a tiny little picture. Okay, I'm going to have to tap to focus this, which is annoying because I have to turn this plant around. I'm going to have to move my phone into there. Okay, that's just really annoying. I'm just going to try to... Okay, there we go, finally. You can see that little picture there, very nice. Even got some stripes on it, which is incredible. So now I know why the main plant hasn't really been doing anything. It's got a basil on there. Okay, this plant I got last Friday. It is a Alata tea form from Little Pot of Horrors. He has a Facebook account where you can buy plants from him, or you can go to his house at Penrith. But you got to ring him first to see if he's available. Right here we've got a ventrata, so this is where all the cuttings have came from. There used to be a massive vine there, but chopped it back to the basils. You can see the massive red pitchers right there. Those are always very nice, even though it's a common plant. Gonna move back here to look at my ventricosa cross jacquelineae, which is very nice. It's got one picture right there. I'll try to make it focus. Have we got it? No. And I'll put my hand behind it. And it's still not going to focus. So you're just going to have to believe me that that's a very nice picture. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, so now you can see that picture. Very nice. Got that flared peristome. That one's also got a basil on it. And right here we have a Nepenthes alata. So this is another pure alata like this one down here. But it's a different form. You can see that one's mottled. And this one's just nice and green. So it's got a dead picture over there. It's got a nice one over this side, which has just popped open. And this vine is again going up into the tree and intertwining itself. So this is what I don't want the other plants to do, but looks like this one wants to do what I don't want it to do. Right here we've got another Maxima. This isn't the dark form, it's just a regular Maxima. That one's nice. Behind it we've got a truncata cross edwardsiana that is not doing very well. So this plant has got too wet, and I think it's got some form of root rot, and it's just not doing well. And right here we've got my second Roco that has decided to fall off the tree and land in the shrubbery. So that plant's also intertwining itself with the bushes. It's got a nice upper picture, so that's what a Roco upper picture looks like. And yeah, pretty interesting. This is my Maxima cross talingensis, Lady Pauline. That hasn't got any pictures on, well it does, but that doesn't really count as a picture. It's sort of deformed. That one's got two basils on it, might have more under there. Got a Maxima Dark right here. That's a very nice plant. It's got one dead pitcher on it and loads of basils, but it's forming a new pitcher right there. Coming down to the last 4 plants, we have Truncata Crossmira basil that's just started putting out proper leaves, so we'll hopefully get some pictures from that soon. And my gimbal is drifting away. Right here, behind it, we have another St. Pacificus. I believe that has a nice basil on it. This plant's actually flowered for me once. You can see the main vine over there. That's also a nice plant. Here we have a ventricosa with a picture on it right here. So that's a nice ventricosa. I believe it's the same one as the massive vining plant. Down here we have a Louisa, and I have no idea what this cross is. I think it's like Hirsuta cross Rebecca Soper, but it's got one picture right there, so you can sort of see what it looks like. And the last plant for this tour, oh, it's not the last plant, I've just noticed something with the orchid. This is my Nepenthes. This is another Miranda. So this is a massive plant. I don't think it has any pictures. This one has started dying off, which is unfortunate. It's got one forming down here, but I think the caterpillars will get that one, unfortunately. But yeah, so the thing that I noticed is, believe it or not, my orchid is actually flowering. Sorry for that voice crack, but that's exciting. First orchid I've ever flowered, so I'll probably take some photos for my Instagram after that. But yeah, so it turns out it wasn't over 30 minutes. It was only 27 minutes-ish. But yeah, so there you go. That's my tour of all my Nepenthes. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.